to this blue, let's have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC, let's go. Have it right, Minerals FC. You got the Minerals, yeah? Love it. Got the Minerals, TT.
Hey, Johnny's got the fucking Minerals, mate.
So have it right, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Hope everyone is doing good today. Sorry for not doing a stream for a couple of days. Didn't feel too well. I wanted to digest everything that's happening around Chelsea. But obviously, first and foremost, I'm going to start off with a minute's silence for Queen Elizabeth II. May she rest in peace, Our Majesty. So I'm going to start off with a minute's silence, people, and then we're gonna run straight through into the stream. All right, thanks everyone. I just thought that we should start off and pay our respects to Her Majesty. And like I said, may she rest in peace, and God save King Charles. Big up to everyone in here. Please, first and foremost, like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I've got my membership scheme, which is in the live chat pinned at the top. So feel free to be part of the community of Minerals FC. Big up to every single one of you in here. And we'll just run through some quick comments, and then we're going to get into it, guys. We are going to get into it. So, Jackson, afternoon to you, geezer. H talks about to be a good one up the fucking Chelsea. Let's have it right. Cameron, let's have it right. Our designer TT gone doesn't feel right. Still feels like he's with us. He would have turned it around. Potter won't be there for long. Either he will get the chop, but I guess now we can see the attackers thrive. Robin's in here. Plastics won't be able to bear top 4 loss. Please leave my club. Man City is good. Go there. Thanks. Bailey Patterson says, ready to back the Chelsea all the way. Let's have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Bowley meeting Laporta in Barca and Perez in pre-season. US Tour reeks of Super League. It does indeed. We'll get into that, Bailey. We'll get into that. James Don, up the Minerals. Big up to you. Off splendid. Let's have it right. Elias is in here. The Premier League fixture shouldn't be postponed. I mean, is what it is, it's whatever they decide, guys, what the royal family decides, along with the Premier League. Up to Harry Potter, big up to here. We've got Michael in here. Let's back Potter. He showed us enough Minerals coaching Brighton. We're a better club. Up the Chelsea. William, I remember, big up to you. Still not over TT. Need a game, I think, to help move on. Fair play. Thank you for your Super Minerals donation, William. Up the Minerals FC. Big up to you. Big up to Adam in here. I hope Potter is landing some serious Minerals in training with no game today. Blue Star news is if Potter doesn't get Champions League next season, he's not getting sacked. Mineral Time says Adam. Big up to you. Abidas in here. Potter will build a dynasty, mark my words. Up the Minerals from Accelerates. Big up to all you guys in here. Every single one of you. Pedro's in here. Ben Talks Chelsea's in here. Fox FC. Everyone's in here. Big up to all you guys. Up to Chelsea, obviously, first and foremost. But I want to, today's stream, because I haven't done a stream since the sacking of Thomas Tuchel. As you know, I did my live call-in, which was 2 streams in one day on the actual day that TT was dismissed. And since then, I haven't really had it in my stomach to sort of come on again. And it's official now that Graham Potter is the new Chelsea manager. So obviously, welcome, Graham Potter. Welcome to Chelsea Football Club. We know that Spurs were interested. We know that Arsenal were interested in Graham Potter. And he said, no, I want my next move to be to a big club that has the ability and the ambition to win the Premier League title. So obviously, welcome, Graham Potter. We've got the Potteralls now at Chelsea Football Club with his whole team from Brighton. We know what Graham Potter can bring. We've seen it at Brighton. We know his style of play. We know what his whole sort of blueprint is. But no one's seen it with a squad full of, elite talent, elite players, higher level players. And Brighton, he had a certain idea of what players, what profiles he wants to bring to Brighton. And you can see, he's been fairly, I would say successful in the sense that Brighton aren't very glamorous. They can't attract the top talent. He's sort of worked his way up, building his own career and his own stature from the Swedish league into Europa League, to Swansea, and then from Swansea he's gone to Brighton, and now he's at Chelsea. So you can see the development there, and he's definitely a talented coach. He's a talented coach, and is now being given the opportunity to express and translate his talent and blueprint to an elite club, a club that is huge, a club that has history, stature, an elite club, Chelsea Football Club. So he's now come, and we have to see what he brings. I'm going to back him 100%. So I want to squash any of that nonsense. We're Chelsea fans. As much as it hurts that TT has been sacked and we don't agree with how the ownership have dealt with TT, I'm here to back Graham Potter, his team, 100%. And he's going to need time. He's going to need a lot of time. Will he get that time? He's been given, is it a 5-year deal or 7-year deal? He's been given, I think it's about a 5-year deal. So he's been given the opportunity to build a dynasty, if you like, because we're in a rebuild. But that was not given to Thomas Tuchel. I want to make that very clear. These new owners had no intention from the get-go to back Thomas Tuchel. But they didn't have the bottle of minerals to sack him from get-go. Because the brown envelopes fed to us throughout the whole period of when we were going to get bought by them and throughout the whole sanction period that they were going to back Thomas Tuchel. And we know that that was all lies. And I'm going to break down how it's been constructed. I'm going to break down the orchestration of this move and basically expose the ownership and expose the brown envelopes. Because no one, let's have it right, no one on this platform will do that because they're all part of the agenda. They're all part of the same narrative. And I'm not part of that narrative, as you all know. So we've been told he's been given a 5-year contract. He's been given time to build. There is no expectation. And if he doesn't get top 4, he's not going to be sacked. So let's just start off with that. I agree. Give him time. I agree. Give him time. But all of a sudden, the benchmark, the absolute minimum bare requirement was to get top 4 for Thomas Tuchel. And all the fan base, all the platforms within the fan base, all the media, you've spent 280 million. The minimum requirement is top 4. If you don't get top 4, you get sacked, Thomas Tuchel. Now, let's have it right. Thomas Tuchel earned his stripes. He went through our most historic and difficult time since Save the Bridge, where we didn't know what was going to happen to our football club. And he was there. And he took us through that. He represented us through that. He backed us through that. He got us top 4 twice. He won the Champions League, Super Cup, Club World Cup, got us into 2 FA Cup finals and 1 Carabao Cup final. He almost got us to another Champions League semi-final within this period as well. And Liverpool only beat us on penalties on both occasions. And we lost 1-0 to Leicester. So, where is the leeway? Where is the respect? Where is the loyalty to Thomas Tuchel from Bowley, Barley and Clear Lake Capital? There is none. There is no respect. They outright used and abused Thomas Tuchel throughout the period because they haven't got a Scooby of what they're doing. But what they really wanted to do was hire Thomas Tuchel. That was the first priority. Apart from getting rid of Roman Abramovich's blueprint, which he's done. And he cut off all ties between Tuchel, Petr Cech, and the board. And they went directly to Thomas Tuchel. And Thomas Tuchel's job and his role, because he's an elite gaffer, is to coach and manage the team, and that is it. And recommend players. That is it. So Bowley didn't want it like that. They wanted to speak to him 24/7 every second of the day, bombard him, put players in front of him while they're using their data analytical platform. And Thomas Tuchel wanted specific players. It's been reported. The players, a couple players that he definitely wanted was De Ligt. I've heard Marquinhos, De Jong, Neymar, Did Thomas Tuchel get any of these players, people? No, didn't get one of them. So the players he did get, were they his signings? No. 100% not. 100% not. Because why would you go and make signings if you know your clear plan is to release Thomas Tuchel? Surplus to requirements. That's exactly what's happened. And you can delve into it. There's clear points that have been made. When they were doing the Cucurella deal, they were already talking to Graham Potter. Why do you need to speak to Graham Potter if you're signing Cucurella? You speak to the directors at Brighton, don't you? Why are you speaking to the head coaches and head scouts of Potter's team for advice if you're backing Thomas Tuchel? You ain't. Now, it's clear to me Thomas Tuchel found out about this. It's clear to me that they didn't go and get a football director of football, which was the number one priority, to ease the process, the transition, to go into a market. And what have they done? They've gone and blown out almost 300 million. But they've blown the 300 million on players that Graham Potter has recommended and his scouts have recommended. Let's have it right. Let's land the minerals now. Yeah? No one's going to tell you this, but this is what's happened. Thomas Tuchel got pissed off, and rightly so. What does Thomas Tuchel have to prove? He's proved it enough to every single fan. He's proved it to the media. He's proved it to Roman Abramovich. He's already shown Bowley what he's made of, what minerals he's got, and what he's done. In a short space of time, there's no manager in the history of football that's done what Thomas Tuchel done. 4.5 months in, winning Champions League, going on in a year and 6 months, he's won all these trophies and got us top four twice, developed players. All this recency bias of, our football's been piss poor. Let's have it right. Put it into context. Put the context of, we were going through sanctions, the worst period. We had injuries. We had Lukaku documentary and rats in our squad. We had his own personal life. Change of ownership. All these factors, of course, it's going to affect all the players, the coach, and the way we play. It goes without saying that affects any human being. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. Thomas Tuchel played quality football. He's an elite manager. You look at all the teams he's managed. He's played beautiful football. We know that. But the brown envelopes push that narrative. The football was boring. Talk sport. Guys, it's boring. It's boring. It's boring. Continuously fucking on repeat. All right. That's a reason. There's a reason for that, people. It's to push the narrative. To put pressure on Thomas Tuchel. Oh, we spent this money. Let's put more pressure. Oh, the results aren't good enough. Put more pressure. Let's have it right against Spurs. We outplayed Spurs, who are so-called going to be better than us this year. And we outplayed them in every department. And we got robbed. Against Leicester with 10 men, we fucking went and won the game. We went and won at Goodison where we've never won. We always lose. Our record there's poor. But yet the pressure was, we're playing shit. We shouldn't get the points we should get. I've heard it all on ESPN. I've heard all the agenda. It's unacceptable. All right. So the narrative was always put there. And you guys know all the accounts, the accounts that I've come at and called out. The Rory Jennings, Nini CFC, Daniel Childs. You can go on Twitter, CFC Daily. You can go on all the main large accounts on Twitter. You can go to Matisse, Miz, and all these lot. Yeah? All these accounts. The kickoff. Oh, are Chelsea on a decline under Thomas Tuchel? They started it rolling. Rory Jennings on the bandwagon. All right? Pushing the narrative. Tuchel, is he on the decline? We're not playing good football. Why is he not buying a midfielder? Why is he not doing this? Why is the owners not doing it? Why the owner's not backing Thomas Tuchel is the question. These are the facts. And let's have it right. Bowley, Egbali, and all the heads at Chelsea, they use the media to push forward this narrative. They leak it out to the sources, to the brown envelopes, the mainstreams, and then it trickles down to the Rory Jennings. It trickles down to all these platforms I've called out. And they all mask it with what, people? They mask it with criticism on Tuchel. Why the fuck should Thomas Tuchel be criticised after everything he's done at a football club? Why? For what reason? We're 5 games into the season. We're 5 points off the top. We're not 8th or 9th. We haven't lost all those games. He spent money on repairing and rebuilding. So what are you criticising him for? Let him chance. Listen, Thomas Tuchel inherited this squad. 5 previous managers. He's never had a team in his own image. The guy's never been able to even build. He hasn't even been able to have the chance. Do you know why? Because Bowley and everyone, they don't want him. They just want a clean slate. They want to come in and it's our way. We want to start fresh. We want to build the way we want to build. Oh, but we'll feed into the media that Thomas Tuchel lost the dressing room. We'll feed into the media unhappy players. We'll feed into the media the poor results and the poor style of play. We'll feed into the media all this shit. Because it suits that narrative. It makes it easier. Let's have it right. They've done their research. They know in the past how Roman Abramovich has done it. They've looked at the narrative, how the media operate to get rid of a manager. Because they can't just sack Thomas Tuchel straight away. It's impossible. How would that look to the fans? Listen, let's have it right. What did Bowley say in all his interviews? We have to look at through the eye of the fan. The fans are the number one. So if you go and sack Thomas Tuchel straight away, that's going complete opposite to what you're saying. So they built up the story. They built up the momentum. And that's what they've done. And they've used all the media outlets, all the brown envelopes to do that. Now, at the end of the day, we can't do anything as fans. We support our Chelsea because we love our Chelsea. But let's not be naive about it. Let's not be stupid here. Don't buy into what they tell you. Because there's a lot more to it. And at the bottom line is they never wanted to back Thomas Tuchel. And that's a fact. Thomas Tuchel knew that. He knew that. Probably the players were told that. And then we fall down to the big one. If you were backing Thomas Tuchel, what would you do? You would get rid of all the players that he doesn't rate. You would sell the players he doesn't rate, the players that are unhappy and want to leave. That is what you do when you back a manager. So we were given the go-ahead with Lukaku and Werner. Fantastic, they've done that. But let's have it right. The reason they've done that wasn't to back Thomas Tuchel. The reason they've done that is because those 2 specific players wanted to leave. Desperate to leave. Regardless of the plans. That's why they got rid of him. That's the first thing. But why are you not getting rid of Kepa? Why are you not getting rid of Ziyech? Why are you not getting rid of Pulisic? Shall I tell you why? I'll tell you why. Pulisic was never going to get sold. He's the Captain America. He's that blueprint. He's that money-making machine. What does it look like on Bowley if he goes and sells Christian Pulisic? What happens to all the Chelsea fans in America? They jump ship and they follow Christian Pulisic. Doesn't want to do that. Thomas Tuchel, another red flag to him. You ain't backing me. You ain't got rid of Ziyech. You're leaving me unhappy players. How's that going to look in my dressing room? You ain't backing me. You kept unhappy players. Pulisic wanted to extend his contract to go on loan so he can get out of the club. They blocked it. So why is no one talking about these issues? Why is everyone just putting it all on Thomas Tuchel? Oh, he lost the dressing room. You allowed him to lose the dressing room. You deliberately kept those players and you went against the Thomas Tuchel's wishes. That's the reality. That's the facts. And what does 1 bad egg, 2 bad eggs do? It stinks. And then how are you supposed to win if you ain't got unity and you've got a disruptive dressing room? You can't. So Tuchel's downfall was set up by the ownership, not Thomas Tuchel. Don't tell me that Thomas Tuchel, it's his fault that he got sacked. That's fucking bullshit. So when I hear that narrative, you buy into all the bangers and mash brown envelope nonsense. That's what you're buying into. Not people here that are on Minerals FC. You know exactly what I'm saying. And you agree, and I know you do. That's why you're here. So everyone has to take that and understand that process. Potter's now expected. Don't worry if you don't get top four. Do you not understand what top four is? Top four is money. Top four is the way you can build your team with elite players, because no big players are going to want to come to Chelsea if you're not in the Champions League. Look at Manchester United, how they suffered. Look at Arsenal and Spurs. So you're willing to go back and lower your expectations and standards and not be worried without that pressure. That pressure gets Tuchel through the press. And all these so-called platforms were after Thomas Tuchel's head if he doesn't get top four. But all of a sudden, no, we're all going to push the narrative. We have to back Potter. Correct. We have to give him time. Correct. But where was the same energy for Thomas Tuchel? It weren't there because you weren't behind it. You're all fucking liars. You're all pushing the narrative against Thomas Tuchel to get him out. That's what you were doing. Your interests weren't about Chelsea. Your interest was about your pocket, your followers, your cliques, and your fucking circles. That's what it was about. So don't come on here. Don't tell me on the timeline that you were fully backing Thomas Tuchel, because you fucking weren't. And let's bring up one of them. Now Tuchel's been sacked, I can finally reveal everything I've heard behind the scenes between him and Bowley. I can't say I'm impressed at all. Let's have it right. So if you know stuff, that's why you're a Tuchel outer. That's why you went on Talk Sport pushing that Tuchel agenda. And you came out going, I don't want him sacked. I don't want this out. You're a fucking liar. You're a liar. Every single one of you. Rory Jennings, same shit. What's he saying now? Oh, we need to give Potter time. This is a fantastic, exciting move. Blah, blah, blah. Listen, you were paid to say that shit. You were paid to push that narrative because the owners already made their decision. But the fans didn't know that. So they waited for some poor results. And let's bring into Cristiano Ronaldo. Thomas Tuchel said no to Cristiano Ronaldo. And Matt Law comes on his podcast saying, you know, it's not that he said no to Bowley and Egbali. They wanted the reasons why. Well, the reason, mate, was what Thomas Tuchel said. It's a simple fact. He will ruin my dressing room. I don't want that. That's your fucking reason. But you didn't want to accept it. You wanted Ronaldo. That's another sticking point. You're not backing Thomas Tuchel. And I said, if we sign Ronaldo and it's come out Thomas Tuchel doesn't want him, what does that show? It shows they're going against Thomas Tuchel and he'll never get back. They didn't want to give off that narrative. So they held off that one. And they started looking. They've been looking for their manager who's going to succeed Thomas Tuchel. And that's what they done. They went for Graham Potter. Big up to everyone in here. Like and subscribe. There's almost 300 people in here. Like and subscribe. Get my likes up. I want 300 likes without fail. 300 likes without fail. So let me just run through. There's a lot of comments here, guys. Fucking hell. Loads of you in here. Big up to everyone in here. All right. Big up to every single one of you in here. So let's get up this one. Another one. Bowley presented plans for a 4-4-3 formation to Tuchel, leaving a poor initial impression on forward. Listen, it's clear as day these guys haven't got a clue about football, guys. Thomas Tuchel's going, He's come out, he said the structure with Check and it was fantastic, everything at the club fantastic, but right now, not quite that. Not quite that. Rio Ferdinand come out with that after speaking to Thomas Tuchel, and he found it weird because Thomas Tuchel was letting you know that these guys don't know what they're doing, and they're putting all the ownership, all the pressure on me as a coach to educate them and direct them and explain tactics and to explain reasons. I haven't got time for that. I'm starting my pre-season. Go and get me the players I've asked you for. You're not even doing that. Why? Because they had no intention to back Thomas Tuchel. Let's have it right. How many more things do we have to explain? And it makes sense. And I heard on a couple streams people saying, you know, we need the voices of the platform, you know, the big voice in the platform on YouTube and all that. We need them to support Potter. We need them to feed to their followers, to support and give him time. Because if we don't get top four, the fans are going to turn. They've got immediacy instilled in them. They used it from Roman Abramovich. Where was that same energy for Thomas Tuchel? All these platforms, play the back four. Well, what's interesting? Graham Potter's coming in. He don't play a back four. Are you going to have that same energy for Graham Potter now? No, you ain't. Agenda. Push the narrative. Get Thomas Tuchel out. I don't fall for it. And I saw right through it. And everyone that follows me knows that. This is not how you run a football club. They're learning on the job. They don't even have a director of football. That should have been the number one priority if you're going to back Thomas Tuchel. They didn't know who they were going to get. They just come in and let's shoot and think about it later. And let's have it right. Bowley went and saw Laporte in Barcelona. Went and met up with Perez. Do you know why? It wasn't about signings. Let's land the minerals. It's about the Super League. 100% Bowley's going to be in on the Super League. Remember I said this. Remember I said it. So, those are the answers. And all the brown envelopes, every single one of them, pushed it out. Pushed out this narrative. And that's why I stress to everyone, it's platforms like mine, which is growing. I'm very close to 4,000 subscribers, and that will grow in time. But the ones with the large followings, they all push the narrative. Negativity. No ounce of backing. No positiveness. Let's hear their tune change now. I guarantee it. They're going to push it. And we're going to go on and we're going to give Potter time. What is Chelsea Football Club? Chelsea Football Club demands to be in Champions League football. Why can Potter not get Champions League football? Why not? Why are you protecting him? If you're so ruthless in sacking Thomas Tuchel, why are you protecting him? Because Champions League football is a number one priority as a minimum. What's the excuse? Potter's got signings of his own now. You brought him the signings, but you've made it out and pushed the narrative they're Tuchel signings, and they're not Tuchel signings. They're Graham Potter signings. Let's have it fucking right. They are Potter signings. You don't fool me. So I expect top four. We're 7 games into the season. We're 5 points off the top of the table. There is no reason why we shouldn't get top four. There's no reason why Graham Potter can't get a tune out of our players. Thomas Tuchel guaranteed top four. For all the shit he went through, Graham Potter hasn't got that shit no more. He ain't got sanctions. He ain't got all these injuries. Hopefully not. He hasn't got COVID. He hasn't got players ratting and doing interviews. disrupting the dressing room. So what's the excuse? But apparently those aren't excuses, Thomas Tuchel, yeah? That's the narrative you push, yeah? Let's have it right. You're all wishy-washer fakes. Fakes. You want to be on Sky Sports and talk sport. Good luck to you. Do your thing. But don't tell me your interests about football, the football club. Don't tell me that your love and protection for the football club is number one, because that's bollocks. It's the ones like that have all their followers and they buy into it. And they're all buying into it now. I've named all the facts. The last 20 minutes, nothing but facts. But no one wants to say these things. No one wants to say these things. Let's put this one from Matt Law. Another VAR controversy. My Chelsea. West Ham match report was on why Todd Boehly will be expecting more bang from his buck after spending almost 300 million. Tuchel must provide answers to a number of questions. There you go. So the narrative builds. Put pressure on Tuchel. He spent the money. But they forget to mention that this was all premeditated, people. It was all premeditated. Every single thing was premeditated. Since Cucurella, they were always going to recruit Graham Potter. They were blown away by Graham Potter. Graham Potter advised them on the signings and his team. And there's another thing. They wanted a yes man. Thomas Tuchel ain't a yes man. He was a yes man under Roman. But you guys come in and say, yeah, we're going to back you and give you what you need. And you ain't. And he said, I'm not being a yes man. Why should I be? You know, Thomas Tuchel rejected Barcelona, Real Madrid, Manchester United while we were going through the sanctions. He could have walked out at any moment and he didn't. He loves Chelsea. He wants to be at Chelsea. You have to respect that. Did Boehly respect it? No. I want to get rid of everything that Roman Abramovich has had. It's about making a statement. And they've gone and done that. They've gone and done that. But let's not be naive about how it's done. Let's not be naive. What they've done is, because they put that these are Thomas Tuchel signings, that takes away pressure from Graham Potter. The media are going to take away pressure from Graham Potter. Shall I tell you why? Because he's English. That's why. And I think what Boehly's done is he's fed into the campaign against Chelsea that they don't want us to build on Thomas Tuchel. He knows that. And he's got rid of Thomas Tuchel. And now he's brought in Potter, a young, talented coach, great way of style of playing, similar to Tuchel, similar to Sarri. So the transition should be fairly smooth. But they want someone they can control. But they're given the illusion of a 5-year contract. What happens if we get 8th, we don't get Europa League? Is Potter going to be able to manage all these professionals? It's not like Brighton players. There's some egos in this dressing room. He hasn't managed players like Aubameyang, Pulisic, Thiago Silva, generational. He's going to love Mason Mount, Reece James, Cobham. He's probably going to want Billy Gilmore back. What is that all about? Why would you go and sell Billy Gilmore for 9 million to Brighton? I tell you why, it's a smokescreen. I think it was a smokescreen to make it look like it's not premeditated. That's the cost of it, because there must be a buyback clause there. And I guarantee we'll go in January and get Billy Gilmore. And I'm all for that. I love Billy Gilmore. But they put it all on Thomas Tuchel. Another thing to piss off the fans, to let go of Billy Gilmore. But they've done it as a deal. And that's why I say it's a smokescreen. This is how I look at it, people. I ain't fucking around. I'm not here to speak the same old narrative that all the others speak. I'm telling you straight up. Telling you straight up. Let me just run through one sec. Sorry if I've missed all your comments, guys. I'm just going into it, people. I'm just going literally into it. I saw one here from Bobby. Where is it? There's over 300 people in here. Like and subscribe, people. Big up Nick in here, my geezer. Up the Chels. Big up Stritters. They've all go on their platforms pushing the TT agenda for views, thinking it won't happen. But now he's gone. They've got egg on their face. No world-class manager anymore. Just a yes man now in charge. Well, let's have it right, Stritters. They did know. They did push it, knowing that this was going to happen. That's why they did it. And that's why I came at them. And let's have it right. Mason Mount's got 39 GA, the most out of any other player in our squad under Thomas Tuchel's reign. Don't you dare blame Mason Mount for the sacking of Thomas Tuchel. Why don't you look at the other players, the shit ones that have been underperforming? Why you got to pinpoint Mason Mount? None of that nonsense here, people. Yeah. Tommy T loved Mason Mount. Let's have it right. Top 4 is a must. Top 4 is an absolute must. If we don't get top 4, then our sort of expectations, our levels dropping. But I'll tell you something positive. I actually think that Graham Potter will get top 4. But what I don't like is the way that they are taking the pressure away from Graham Potter. Where was this same energy for Thomas Tuchel? It wasn't there. And he's a world-class manager. He's top 5 manager in the world. So you've gone from a top 5 world-class manager who's delivered at your football club to go for potential. And a yes man. Because he's bought into the data analytical model. How's that going for Liverpool right now, people? How's this whole model that we're following with Liverpool? How's that going for Liverpool right now? They're in dire straits, mate. They're not doing very well. Klopp's fucked. So they have protected Graham Potter. The media will buy into that. And that's why they've gone this route, guys. Hopefully the campaign against Chelsea will be a little bit easier. But what I can say with Graham Potter is I do have a feeling, and I'm pretty spot on with my feelings, yeah? Because we have to be positive. I do have a feeling that this guy could be a Sir Alex. If he can handle the dressing room and he's given time, like Sir Alex was given time, even when it was going bad, I actually think that this guy could do it, could take us to great things. But this is all dependent on the ownership sticking to their promise, like they stuck to their promise to back Thomas Tuchel. Ha, ha, ha. Let's see if it gets hot. What happens with the fans? The fans will turn if the results don't go away. If the fans don't go, if it doesn't go their way and they're not winning, they're losing week in, week out. What pressure? How are you going to avoid that pressure? What's the owners going to do? They're going to cave in? They're going to buckle to the fans? No, they don't give a fuck. I'll tell you that now. They don't give a shit about how we feel about Thomas Tuchel. This guy, Thomas Tuchel, proper Chels. Proper Chels. Loved our club. Certain players let us down. Let him down. The club, the board, the new ownership let him down. Deserve better. Watch Thomas Tuchel go to Real Madrid. He wouldn't surprise me if it's already set up and he'll go to Real Madrid. Or if Xavi doesn't deliver, he might go Barcelona. He's going to go one of those 2 clubs. I guarantee it. What if Klopp gets sacked? Liverpool will be all over Tuchel. How does that look to us as a club? It's an embarrassment. And our fan base and the platforms in the fan base bought into that. They fed into it. All you clowns, you fed into it. And now your agenda, your narrative is to be back him all the way, back him away. Let's see how when the results don't go well, what's your narrative going to be? What's your criticism going to be? Are you going to be crying that we're not playing the back four? Are you going to be crying that Potter's going to play players out of position? Are you going to have that same energy? No, you ain't. That energy was put forward because it was Thomas Tuchel. You all fucking plastics. Let's have it right. Plastics, mate. This was all planned, people. It was all planned. Everything was planned. The whole thing was planned. So let's have it right. Drink in the minerals, accept it, enhance it. That's how it is. That's how it is, people. That's how it is. Simple as that. But like I say, the media are doing their part to give Potter time, to relieve him of pressure. When does that ever happen at Chelsea Football Club? Never. We've spent 370 million. Oh, yeah, but they were Tuchel signings. Wait for Potter to get his signings in January. You see the agenda. You see the narrative. You see it. Beautifully set out by Bowley. Very clever. But do you know what? Minerals FC sees right through it. I see right through it. You can't con me. R.I.P. to Her Majesty the Queen. Big up to the Queen. Rest in peace, Your Majesty. Yeah, let's have it right. Proper royal minerals. Yeah, proper royal minerals. So, 100% I'm backing Graham Potter. Do not say anything otherwise. And like I backed Thomas Tuchel to the end, like I backed Frank Lampard to the end, like I backed Sarri to the end, I'm backing Graham Potter. And let's have it right. All the others, you cannot say that about all the other platforms because they all have their fucking agendas. They all have their opinions. Oh, I'm shocked. I'm shocked Thomas Tuchel's been sacked. No, you ain't. Oh, I'm really upset. Oh, no, you ain't. No, you ain't. Let's stop conning your followers. Even your followers, I've read through your comments. Your followers are saying you always wanted him out. You're not surprised. Even your followers say it. So, do you know what I mean? Rory Jennings, you're an outright disgrace. Fraud of a Chelsea fan. Absolute fraud. All you care about is going with the media and the narrative and being a celebrity. You're not a Chelsea face. You're not the face of the Chelsea fans, 100%. No chance. You're a disgrace, an embarrassment, a clown. No minerals. Piss poor. And so are other platforms on YouTube. And I've named them. They've been named and shamed. And that's it. You know, that's all I've got to say on them. Yeah, we all know what they're about. Everyone knows what they're about. Now, obviously, Potter said he's going to be, he's excited to be a partner with the new owners. It's a partnership. Let's see what he does and if they back Graham Potter. They have to now. They have to. This is an American big bollocks egotistical move for me. They wanted it their way. Thomas Tuchel wanted it his way. And why should he not have it his way? He's proven. He's looking at these owners going, what do I need to prove to you lot? What have I got to prove? Look at my track record. The Chelsea fans know. Excuses. What was the other one? There was a juicy one. Did I put it up here? I didn't put it up. I got it on my Twitter. Let's get it up. Let's land the minerals. Let's land the minerals, people. Let's land the minerals. What was Joe Cole? If you can put me in Joe Cole, and I'll put it up on the screen. What's Joe Cole's quote on the sacking of Tuchel? Let me know in the chat. Share screen. Let's go to my Twitter. Big up to everyone in here. Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. Right, so let's go here. So, Andy Gordon's told Everton, blah, blah, blah. Gordon is priority for Chelsea manager Thomas Tuchel, whose side sit 12th in the Premier League with 4 points from their opening fixtures. I take reports with a pinch of salt right now. Gordon is a priority for Tuchel. That's David Ornstein, the brown envelope. Let's have it right. There he is, the brown envelope himself. Gordon, it makes complete sense. And if you go by data analytics, that is a Graham Potter target. That is a player that Graham Potter would go for. Let's have it fucking right. Let's have it right. Don't tell me otherwise. Don't tell me otherwise. I know exactly what's going on here. The new Chelsea owners thought to be confident of selling their vision of a long-term operation to Potter, despite Thomas Tuchel's quick sacking. Chiefs still determined to install a coach for listen, let's have it right. You don't sack a manager and then within 24 hours you've got a manager lined up straight away ready to sign. It's premeditated, it's pre-planned, it's pre-thought through, and that proves it. Proves it. No billionaire makes a decision like that without having that contingency set up. No billionaire. Now, we must also, let's have it right, have some rats in that dressing room, people. Yeah? I'm sure we got some rats in that dressing room. I think you know who they are. But no one wants to speak on that one. Let me just run through. Here we go. Cristiano Ronaldo, Romelu Lukaku, and a group of unhappy players. This is the long read on Thomas Tuchel's last days. He tried to bring in players who would be on his side. So many things just weren't working again because the ownership didn't want to back the manager. He didn't get rid of the unhappy players. He only got rid of the players that said to Bowley, I don't want to be at your football club. I'm not part of it, irrespective if Tuchel's staying or not. Lukaku, Werner. Pulisic, different situation. Ziyech, different situation. What's Potter going to do with Ziyech? Let's have it right. He plays a back three. Ziyech is only a back four player. Get rid. Bad egg. Let me run through. They've been at, I'm told Todd Bowley and Egbali have gone to face-to-face talks with Graham Potter. They've been doing it since fucking Cucurella, if not before then. The gaffer knows, mate. Don't con the gaffer apparently found out through WhatsApp. He found out through a WhatsApp that there was talks when it was Cucurella. So he knew that the ownership was going behind his back. So he knew this was all happening. All right. Why Thomas Tuchel got sacked? Football being played. Right. That's the narrative sent from the brown envelopes and the media. Boring, boring Chelsea. Yeah, let's have it right. Relationship communication breakdowns with the players and owners. Let's have it right. They kept unhappy players for Thomas Tuchel that he requested to leave, and they kept them block their moves. So he's going to get pissed off, and he's got an unhappy dressing room. That's why. We don't want to say that. Many players were considering futures. Yeah, they wanted to leave, but he didn't let them leave. Pulisic, Ziyech, Kepa. How many more are in there? In fact, you let go of the players that didn't want to leave, like Cho. Colwell. Tuchel's energy changed, looked at walking because he knew they weren't backing him. But why should he walk? If he walks, he doesn't get his payout. Fair play to the gaffer. He got his 17 million, rightly so. He got his 17 million, absolutely right. Potter, Poch, and Morg being considered. No, they only put Poch with that. Potter was always the guy. Pochettino was just there because he's an available manager, and it creates a story. And also, the ownership want to get an idea from the fans how they feel about Pochettino and Potter. There is a reason behind it all. Right, so I didn't want to believe it. I've been told for weeks now that Tuchel has lost many players in the dressing room, style of play, arguments, much more. Not saying it's right, but that's what's happened here. And that was from Tom Roddy. Yeah? Don't know him, don't follow him, couldn't give a toss. The Thomas Tuchel decision was mutual. 2 names were given as replacements. Paul Mitchell was sounded out recently as director of football and specifically mentioned working with Pochettino again. So we can see the narrative. Who's that? Look at this. I'm sorry Mason Mount disappeared. I want to know where he is. He's fantastic, great player, but the involvement in the game was not just... Listen, Frank Leboeuf, you're a Chelsea player and I rated you and I loved watching you as a player, yeah? But let's have it right. Your agenda on Chelsea and your narrative to push what they want, saying boring Chelsea, we look terrible under Tuchel, doesn't know what he's doing. Absolute disrespect to Thomas Tuchel. And you knew what you're doing. You just paid to say this shit. So I don't believe anything you say anyway. The guys at the back have got to pull it together as soon as possible. We could have pulled out countless examples where Koulibaly was the wrong side of his man for 31-year-old defender. He needs to get up to speed quickly. Joey Cole, big up to you, Joey Cole. Yeah, big up to Joey Cole. Now, where's the same energy for Liverpool right now with Klopp? Klopp's in a bad run, doesn't look very good. Why is he not getting pressure about being sacked? Why is that not happening? Because it's Liverpool. Because it's Liverpool. Because it's Liverpool. Cole said it looks more or less like the sack was planned well before now. The Zagreb show was just used as an excuse. Absolutely right. Joe Cole, facts, cares about his football club, wants to say it as it is. And I respect Joe Cole for this. Absolutely respect him. And this is what I'm saying. I told everyone, yeah? I told everyone. When it comes to these owners, the proof is in the pudding with longevity. Not now, not immediacy. Longevity. You cannot take a single dime out of our football club for 10 years. If you look at the Dodgers and how much they've spent over what, an 8-year period or 10 years, they've won one major series. One. Doesn't cut it at Chelsea here. You don't invest all this money 7 years later, 5 years later. Yeah, we won a Premier League, job done. No, mate. Doesn't work like that at Chelsea. You don't keep the fans happy like that. We demand winning. We're used to winning. So don't think that that's going to happen. Don't you dare fucking bring Lukaku back. Don't you dare bring Lukaku back. I swear. He's never getting my backing, ever. Not even under Potter. And all these wrong uns blaming Lukaku situation on Tuchel. Isn't that funny? Ain't that funny? You see how their stinky agendas come out? They crawl out of the shithole that they come out of. They've been buried in for God knows how long because they want to be right. But they're wrong. You think Lukaku's a Potter player? You're having a bubble, mate. No technical ability, cement boots. What's he going to do in a Potter system? Possession-based system. Let's have it right, people. Let's not beat around the bush here. Let's land it and say it how it is. Like I said to you, what they should have done was tell Thomas Tuchel, you're not our guy, and we're going to dismiss you, and we're going to move on, and we've got this guy in place for the start of the season and through the transfer window. But you didn't do that. Do you know why? Because it looks so piss poor on your end. How will the fans accept that? They won't. They won't accept it. So what they needed to build the story. They needed to snowball it. They used the Rory Jennings, the Talk Sport, the Sky Sports, all ESPN, all the major platforms, BT Sports, all this shit. Push it out, push it out, push it out. Pressure, pressure, pressure. We're in a rebuild, you wankers. We're in a rebuild. Give Thomas Tuchel time. He deserves time. You didn't give him the time. You expected top 4. Don't worry, Potter doesn't have to get top 4. Goalposts are moving left, right, and centre, people. and the fans are buying into it because they're thick. They don't get it. They don't understand that this was all planned. They don't understand it's not Thomas Tuchel's fault. Do you think Thomas Tuchel would act the way he did, have the demeanour he had, the players would play the way they did, if he was getting backed? Of course he wouldn't. He wanted Frankie de Jong. He wanted Frankie de Jong. They didn't get him Frankie de Jong. If they used the brown envelopes to push Frankie de Jong, and the owners didn't want Frankie de Jong. Tuchel did. If you put down the money, you're signing Frankie de Jong. No, we want Ronaldo. We want the big name. We want to be fucking here. We're here. Land our flag. We're here in the UK. We're at Chelsea now. This is the image we want. Let's go around like a celebrity. I'm disappointed because I would have respected Bowley more and the ownership if they said, you know what, our clear vision is not with Thomas Tuchel. He's part of the old regime. We want to make our own stamp, our own blueprint, and Thomas Tuchel's not part of it. All this narrative that they tried with him, how can you try if your main intention and your ambition and your full process is not to be with Thomas Tuchel? There's no point. So you should have taken the hit, stamp the authority on the fans, and say, irrespective, we know you love Thomas Tuchel, but we want this guy. And we're going to back this guy in the window. And we go, do you know what? They couldn't do it because they didn't have the minerals to do it. And they also wanted to use Thomas Tuchel's name as an elite manager to pull these players. Do you think Aubameyang would come to Chelsea if Potter was in charge from Barcelona? No chance. Have you seen the article about Aubameyang being reassured by the ownership? Irrespective, we want you here at the club, whether Tuchel's here or not. Because Tuchel, listen, Aubameyang knew Tuchel weren't going to stay, bruv. He knew. These are concerning things. Snaky moves. Snaky moves. Proper snaky moves, mate. I would say at this moment in time, Nick, I would say it's the other way round. Because what they've done is the brown envelopes are on board to give him time. Oh, he does need to get top four because the owners said so. But what the owners have done is they've set a ruthless stamp to say we just cut off Thomas Tuchel, right? So everyone knows that they've set the tone. That they will sack you if they don't think you're doing what they want, right? They set the tone and they use Thomas Tuchel as the bait to do that, all right? After using him high and dry. But now they've come out with the brown envelopes to say he's got a 5-year contract. We're giving him time, even if he does make top four. The ruthless owners are saying this. So the media can't put the pressure on Potter. Even if they want to, it doesn't matter because the ownership have used the media to put that out. That there is no pressure on him to get top four and to let him build. That's how it works, geez. That's how it works. That's the minerals right there. That's the minerals right there. This one's quality. Oh, Lukaku, obviously. The guy's like an elephant on ice. Just don't fish Chelsea. Oh, big up to you, geezer. Oh, that is quality, mate. I haven't heard that one. An elephant with cement boots on ice. Let's have it right. Oh, quality, man, quality. Listen, let's have it right. Yeah, I've landed the minerals here. I've said it how it is. All right. I'm gonna see if there's anything I've missed, yeah. Like and subscribe, guys. Very important. Like and subscribe. Now let's talk about. Look, I've landed it. I'm very upset by Thomas Tuchel leaving. Yeah, it doesn't sit right with me. It never will. I love the manager. I'm not going to get emotionally attached to another manager now. I've had Mourinho, and then I had Super Frank. And I thought, no, it's not happening with Thomas Tuchel, and it has. That man represented our football club through the worst times when the media was shitting all over us. The campaign against Chelsea was at its pinnacle. All right. And that man got us top three, not top four, top three, with all the situations, issues at hand. We all know about it. I don't need to repeat it. We all know what happened. Deserved the right, and he earned the right and the stripes to be backed, and it didn't happen. And we had pathetic leeches, little clickbaiters in our fan base that pushed the narrative against Thomas Tuchel subliminally. And some of them went full throttle, who we know they are. But we don't see them as Chelsea fans, really. You know what I mean? It's just, no chance. So the guy was a dead man walking because the owners decided that. And it upsets me. But he's part of our life. He's part of our history. If you want to be upset with that, we've fucking got every right to be upset with it. As Chelsea fans, we've got every right. It doesn't mean we're not backing Graham Potter. Absolutely not. You can still back the manager. I back all the players. The players I do not have any remorse, any sympathy, any respect for is Hakim Ziyech and Christian Pulisic. And the way that the American platforms push this vile, disgusting agenda against Thomas Tuchel for their beloved Captain America, their Lionel Messi, yeah? Which is a shadow of a Lionel Messi, a shadow of an elite footballer. Who uses all the platforms to push out these fucking narratives? Who's got the whole of the United States on his side? Players like this, I do not respect. You got to earn my respect. You got to earn my love and my trust. I don't respect you. Absolutely not. I don't. Why should I? Hakim Ziyech, your performance against Zagreb was a fucking joke. You've had too many of those performances. You need to be shipped out immediately. And all this talk about Kepa taking over Mendy, what's wrong with you? I mean, I told you lot, Mendy's got to look over his shoulder, and you all laughed and you all come at me. What are you talking about? Well, you lot are pushing that same narrative right now. What, because Mendy's had a few little poor performances? Shut up. Seriously, shut up. When the agenda suits you, you spiel it all out. Let's have it right. Like and subscribe, people. Like and subscribe. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Let's have it right. John Harrison, big up to you for your Soup Minerals donation. Hello, Geezer. What is your expectations for Potter? Do you mean now? Do you mean like this season or over a sort of 5-year period? I've already said it. I think if he's given the time and he's given the right players, which it looks like the ownership's going to do, and they're going to back this manager. I'm excited to see what Graham Potter does with the group of players that we have. He's going to rejuvenate players. Let's have it right. When Mourinho was thrown under the bus by the players, the next game they came out all playing 10 out of 10 football. So there's a lot of onus on certain players, yeah? But I think Potter, having that degree in psychology or mental, the mental side of the game, will help certain players. He's clearly got a way of working with players. He's clearly got a philosophy. He's clearly got a blueprint, and it's an attractive style of play. But can he do it? The play's got now. You need time there. You need time now. But what do I expect from him? I've always said I actually think he could be a Sir Alex Ferguson, being a British manager at a big club. Given the time, he can do great things, and he's a very determined, self-motivated geezer. He's earned his stripes. He's earned his way to get to where he is, and his CV isn't the most glamorous, but I think it's more side of his blueprints, the glamorous side of it, and that's what the ownership have bought into. They probably, like I said, I wanted to know who's advised Bowley, because they ain't got a director of football. So who the fuck's been advising them to go for Potter? Someone's advising them. So we need to ask these questions. We still don't know this, because Bowley, Barley, Cleargate, they ain't got Scooby. They're from American baseball. They don't know. He landed the 4-4-3 formation. He doesn't know about football. So how's he going to know about Graham Potter? Someone has introduced him to this ideology, yeah. So my expectation, I think he could be of Sir Alex Ferguson at Chelsea, and that's very exciting. I think a lot of the rivals are a bit worried by this because of the type manager. I always said if Arsenal, Spurs, they were looking at him, they should have gone and got him instead of Arteta and Conte. Personally, at that level they were, it was just right to get Graham Potter. But Graham Potter said, no, I want to go to a big club ready to hit for the title. I want to win titles. And that's why he chose Chelsea. And I respect Potter for that. He waited for his move. He calculated his move to make sure it's the right one. And I respect Potter for that. And he's chosen Chelsea. I'm all for it. Let's go. Let's fucking back the gaffer. Yeah. My expectations, I actually expect him to get top 4. I think he will get top 4. I think now the pressure's taken off him from the brown envelopes and the media, because the owners have come out and said, even if he doesn't get top 4, we're not sacking him. Whether that's really true, I think deep down the owners want top 4. And I think Potter knows that's the bare minimum requirement. But they've just eased it off the media conveniently, but they didn't do it for Thomas Tuchel because they wanted him out. So I expect him to get top 4, to answer your question, Geezer. I think he will build something if he's given a chance. And I'm excited by that. But don't tell me Thomas Tuchel didn't play attractive football, because he did. You just have to take, that's immediate recency bias, that you're looking at a section of Thomas Tuchel's football with all the issues that were at hand, that had huge implications in how we played. All right, whether you like it or not. And we're all human beings. And they are footballers. They're not robots. So it happens. And the media was on top of us, the campaign, and we didn't know. Listen, our gaffer said, I'll fly a plane, I'll drive a bus, I'll get on a boat, make sure we get to games. Iconic quote, iconic moment, iconic manager, iconic in history. Thomas Tuchel. He will always be one of us. He's proper Chelsea. We loved him. We still do, and we always will. So don't tell me he didn't play good football, because he did. But give him the tools, give him the players to play his style. He wasn't given that. He was never given that opportunity, guys, to build a team in his image. Potter is now getting a chance to build his team in his image, and it's going to be exciting to see what he does, because he's got a way of playing. Very attacking. He plays a 3 at the back. He plays with that 1 in the middle, and he plays a sort of wing back system. And then he likes to play with 5 attackers, but with the 1 striker. So slight tweak to what Tuchel does, but a similar setup. Let's see how he deals with the low blocks. Are the fans going to get on him if the players ain't good enough to break down the low blocks? And let's have it right. Graham Potter will build around Mason Mount. He's the minerals. Yeah. He's the minerals of the football club. Yeah. Let's have it right. The minerals of the football club. Anyone who thinks that he's dropping Mason Mount, you're in cloud 9. Yeah. And he loves Mason Mount. Every manager loves Mason Mount. He's our highest GA. And all these guys going 007. Well, let's look at all the other players. How were they performing? They weren't performing. So what? All of a sudden, Mason Mount is a shit player, is he now? Is that the narrative? Because you want to be proved right? Because you're all wishy-washies, yeah? You're all wishy-washies. Every single one of you wishy-washy, yeah? And I've got an interesting one here. All right? I've got an interesting one here. So, you say, yeah, man hasn't scored or assisted in 7 matches, right? And that's all of a sudden he's poor and he's cost Tuchel his job. No, he didn't, because he's got the highest GA under Tuchel All right. He was our best player for the last 2 seasons, even under Lampard. All right. Going into 3 seasons, player of the season twice. I'm going to name you some players now that have gone without a goal or assist, and you're going to tell me that they're shit players, yeah? Salah, 10 games without a goal assist. Neymar, 12 games without a goal assist. Ronaldo, 7 games without a goal assist. Lewandowski, 9 games without a goal and assist. Let's have it right. You're just agenda merchants. That's what you are. You're just agenda merchants. You're just agenda merchants. Bobby, you're 100% right, geezer. And that's what I'm saying. The owners are taking pressure off Potter because they picked him. Top 4 has got to be a target. Too much money in it. They're praying right now. They're praying it pays off. But like I say, the pressure taking off Potter, it means that the campaign against Chelsea, what they got to feed off? They haven't got anything to feed off. So it helps Graham Potter. And I'm all for that. Fucking hell, we deserve that. It's because of the owners. The owners didn't want that with Thomas Tuchel. They projected the narrative to push that pressure on Thomas Tuchel to help them make it a quick transition to sack the geezer. It's as simple as that. No one says it like me, people. Not one person says it like me. I should have over 300 likes in here, over 300 subscribers in here. I should be hitting 4K right now, delivering these minerals to you lot. To the okay people. Like a mud, keep mudding all the pricks on our platforms that talk shit. Yes, Neymar was one of these, and Lewandowski. Go and research it. Go and research it. Go and research it, guys. Let me know what likes I'm on, guys, as well. Right, so Johnny, we've seen this in a different way with Ranieri when Roman brought in Mourinho. When he took over, owners tend to want their own people. Potter has cost them well over 100 million. Listen, let's have it right. I did say that the signings we made are Potter signings. They've spoken to Potter about these signings. Gordon tells you that. Sterling fits that. Aubameyang, they used. Aubameyang was a panic buy that Bowley went for, irrespective. They were listening to the fans to get a strike, and they went and got Aubameyang. They used Tuchel to get Aubameyang because Aubameyang wouldn't come if Potter was in charge. Let's have it right. No disrespect to Potter, but he hasn't got that pull like Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel is elite, people. He's absolutely elite. So respect that, yeah? Respect that. And that's the way I look at it. No, he wasn't a Tuchel signing. I don't think Tuchel wanted Aubameyang. The guy knew he wasn't getting backed. By the time he signed Aubameyang, he knew he wasn't getting backed. All the players he asked for, he didn't get. So clear as day, Tuchel says there's differences there. There's a reason there. There's a reason there. Let's not be stupid, yeah? Big up to everyone. I've hit 11K followers on my Twitter. That's unbelievable. I can't believe it. 11,000 followers on my Twitter. Thank you very much to everyone that's following on my Twitter. Big up to everyone that's subscribing on here. Big up to everyone that's liking on here. Minerals FC, let's go. Minerals FC, let's go. What are we on likes, guys? Get me to the 300 likes, guys. And do not forget to subscribe, people. Do not forget to subscribe. Yeah. So if I'm being real with you, I'm backing this gaffer all the way. Yeah. All the way. I'm going to back this gaffer. I'm going to back. It's my club. It's Chelsea Football Club. But I've got a bitter taste in my mouth. It's going to be very hurtful and sad to not see Thomas Tuchel in the dugout. He really was part of us, guys. He really was one of us. And I think Potter will show that through time. If he's given the time, I think he will do that. But I'm excited to see what Potter brings. I'm excited to see what Potter brings. And I think he will bring that nice football. But let's not forget all the accounts, some of them blocked me. They put pictures of Graham Potter while we had Thomas Tuchel in charge, pushing the Potter agenda because they'd already been fed by the other large accounts that it was happening. They all made out they didn't know. Look at Alex Goldberg and all this, like he didn't know Thomas Tuchel was getting sacked. Give me a break, bruv. CFC Daily and all these people, yeah? All the Rory Jennings and these Ninis and all these guys that they're so-called got links behind the scenes. They all fucking knew what was coming. That's why they were pushing the agenda against Thomas Tuchel and criticising him and coming at him. Let's not be stupid and naive here, guys. Yeah. It doesn't mean this is right, what the club have done, the owners have done to Thomas Tuchel, but we back our manager. We back our club. And that is the fact of the matter. We have to see what happens, guys. We have to see what happens. But I'm excited, guys. I am excited to see what he does, and I want him to succeed, guys. Because if Potter succeeds, we succeed as a football club. He might overachieve, guys. And everyone was saying, "Oh yeah, Thomas Tuchel, winning the Champions League, the expectations that he overachieved." Bollocks! He'd already got a CV of winning titles, not the Champions League, but he's won titles where he's been. For me, these were all excuses against Thomas Tuchel. Talk about John Terry. Yeah, well, this is another one, right? John Terry knew what was going on. He's my legend, captain, etc. But you knew, and you put that tweet out about Graham Potter, and there was the narrative was there. It was pushed out. Let's have it right. It doesn't matter who you are. I'm going to say it as it is and land the damn minerals, and that is the case. That is the fact. Everyone behind the scenes knew that Thomas Tuchel was going, his Graham Potter was going to be the manager. No one wants to say that. I've just said it. When I first saw it, I said maybe he's just talking highly of other professionals in the game, which he does do from time to time. Let's have it right. There was the narrative was being built there. He's part of the club. He was working with Chelsea. So that was the narrative, people, yeah? Let me say how it is. This is a fact. This is a fact. And that's what I'm saying to you. He thought, what's the point in me trying to motivate all these players and this and that? What's the point? There is no point. Because he knew he was going. He just wanted his payout. But he knew, the gaffer knew, Thomas Tuchel knew, that he can go as long as he wants. The owners have got to do it. And the owner, how's it going to look on the owners? So the time was built up to put pressure on Thomas Tuchel, push it out. Yes, that's correct. He did tweet about a big up crypto. He did tweet about it 2 weeks ago. Correct. Facts. Absolute facts. Yeah. Absolute facts. Ask me some questions, guys. Let me know what you think. Obviously, we've got no football this week. We've got Champions League on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure. Funny enough, Potter's first game will be in the Champions League. Yep, it's Wednesday. Red Bull Salzburg on Wednesday. That is the first game of the Potter era. But I expect him to get top 4. I expect that. I demand it. We have to see how quickly he can implement his style of football. We saw Tuchel, guys, come on, let's have it right. He picked the team when he was on a helicopter or plane coming to Cobham at night before our Wolves game, and instantly you saw the transition, the change in the way we played. Although it was a 0-0, you saw that it was quick change, all right? And let's have it right, the Lukaku signing fucked it all up for Tuchel, and I said it would be his downfall, and it was, really. That was the start of the downfall, guys. The Lukaku signing. I knew it all day long. Bad move. So for me, if he can implement his style of football quickly and get the players on board, which they all will be because they know he's got a 5-year contract, they've got no choice, these players, but to start fresh. You're going to see Ziyech balling out now. You can see Pulisic balling out. These fucking letdowns, yeah? I bet. Hopefully he benches them. Hopefully he benches them, yeah? Because seriously, fuck them. Unprofessional brats. Piss poor. But I think he might have a go, guys. Our squad is clear of Brighton. Our squad almost got us to the semi-final last year. We came back at the Bernabeu, absolutely annihilated them. And I think when we lost that game, it was like the players lost that belief in that. Do you know what I mean? Big up, Colin here. Appreciate your meals donation. Potter should get top 4 with our side. Seriously, yeah, he should. I think he should. I expect that from him. I expect it. I expect it. You know, why? He's got quality players now. Everyone wanted to see what Graham Potter could do with a squad of quality, and I think now he's going to show it. And in a way, it's been a sort of a godsend that he's not had to play the Fulham game so quickly. He's got time to work with the players, instill his ideas and training sessions, and get them prepared for the Champions League night. But I don't doubt that he will do his research like any other game. And Champions League, this is his dream for Graham Potter. I think to play Champions League football, this is his moment. This is his the ownership putting trust. Listen, Man United put trust in Sir Alex Ferguson back in the day, and the fans wanted called for his head. He was losing, and then all of a sudden he won the FA Cup, and it all just went up there, and he fucking became the greatest Premier League manager in history. Let's have it right. This could be a great story of Graham Potter if the campaign against Chelsea allows it, which is very unlikely. So let's see, because they hate Chelsea Football Club. But I think Bowley's trying to sweeten these people up, these brown envelopes, but he's going to learn the hard way. These guys don't give a fuck. They're ruthless, and they'll cut us to shreds if they want. Yeah. But he's got a lot to learn, the geezer. He's got a lot to learn. But let's have it right. The funeral, our Majesty's funeral, rest in peace, is on the 19th, people. It's on the 19th. Let's have it right. Minerals Mount. Special day, 19th. Yeah. Big up to Minerals Mount. Big up to the Queen. She's got the proper Royal Minerals, yeah? The Royal Minerals. Big up El Padrino in here. Big up to you, geezer. Big up to everyone in here. Let's have it right, everyone. Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. Listen, I want us to back the manager, guys. This is what I'm going to push to you guys. You follow the platform. You know what I'm about as a Chelsea fan. And the number one, we must back this manager. Whether we like it or not, we must give him time. We must back him. And we're going to do that on here. We're going to do that here. There's no agendas here. There's no fucking negativity like all these wankers that pushed out all the negativity going on like, oh, we're criticising the gaffer. We're allowed to criticise. No, you're masking it with agenda and the campaign against fucking Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel. And that's what you've done, you wrong-uns. Every single one of you. So have it right. What manager have you hated the most? I'd probably say it's not really his fault, but I'd probably say the first one's Avram Grant. Because of he was the one that succeeded after Marino. That fucking hurt. And I thought whoever come in, I just couldn't stand him. I couldn't believe that he's like a director of football and this geezer's fucking managing our football clubs. It's a disgrace. But then I would probably say Benitez, man. Benitez, the fucking Spanish waiter, irrespective that he won, the Europa Cup, Europa League. It's just the fact that he was from Liverpool. It didn't sit right with me. AVB, obviously, benching Lampard and Drogba and all this nonsense. But, I'd probably say those three. They're the ones I didn't really like, if I'm being honest. SB, big up to you. Thanks for your meals donation. I think we will see the best of Havertz under Graham Potter. I think we're going to see fantastic ball. I think Potter is really excited because he's going to have players like Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, ballers, yeah, generational talents, yeah. Reece James is going to enjoy. Is he going to use? Is he going to use Casady and Chuck Winneralls? Maybe until he brings Billy Gilmore back. Is he going to get rid of Jorginho? Is he going to play Zakaria? I think Zakaria must have been recommended by him, or is a data signing. They just looked at his stats. Let's have it right. Jose Mourinho was the GOAT. He was the GOAT. And for me, Thomas Tuchel. Those two GOATs. And Di Matteo for winning Champions League. I've met Di Matteo. What a legend. Yeah. But those three, you can all go on about Sarri and Ancelotti's and all this, yeah, and Conte. Nah, man. These guys were they loved our football club. Di Matteo was a Chelsea player and he won us our first Champions League. Loves us. Thomas Tuchel loves us. Achieved what he did and what he went through history. And Jose Mourinho's first stint was fucking ridiculous. And the fact that he won, three Premier League titles back to back he won as well. So fuck Conte. He's a rat. Ancelotti, I liked him, but let's have it right. Like, he needs players just there for him. He needs all these internationals ready to play for him. If you look at Mourinho, he built teams. Tuchel didn't build, but he got the best out of them and won the majors. And Di Matteo, he took on real heavies in the dressing room and brought harmony. And apparently, before the Champions League final, Di Matteo got all their family members to speak and watch it before the final. So like there's certain touches there, certain different angles of how to motivate the players to win the majors. I think Potter will use a lot of. He'll look at the academy, look at those players, but I think he'll want Gordon, and I think he'll want Billy Gilmore back. But like I say, that was a smokescreen for me. It doesn't make sense, but it's a smokescreen. And I think next year he'll bring Colwill back. Maybe that's why they loaned Colwill, guys. Brighton wanted to buy Colwill, but Colwill, I think, will feature under Potter. And that's why they loaned him. And in that moment, when they were doing the Cucurella deal, they were already talking with Graham Potter and his team and his scouts. So it all makes sense. It's all connecting. The dots are connecting people, yeah. I think they'll go for Declan Rice, but Tuchel wanted Declan Rice. Does Potter want Declan Rice? Why wouldn't he? I think he will, and I think we'll go for Declan Rice. Gvardiol's an interesting one, but I think that's them looking at the stats and the analytics of Gvardiol, because apparently he's the highest ball progressing, dribbling left centre back in the league, or if not in Europe at the minute. So they're excited by that, and I think they'll do that. I think Potter will look higher than what he's got at Brighton. I think he's going to look for. He's got the opportunity to entice bigger players than these McAllisters and all these guys at Brighton because he's at Chelsea. These players want to come to Chelsea. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, guys. But listen, guys, I'm going to be streaming all the way through this period. Big up to every single one of you in here. Big up to every single one of you. I'll make you a mod geezer. Where is he? He's been there from day one. So El Padrino, you're a mod now, so you can sort out all the wrong uns, geezer. Guys, very important. Big up to Michael. I'm very close to 4K, guys. Very close. So if you're new in here and you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Make sure you all hit the notification button, because obviously that lets you know when I'm going live. Follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. I'll let you know when I go lives on there, at Minerals FC. I've got Twitch as well. Minerals FC underscore, I think, no, Minerals underscore 19 on Twitch. I really do think that Gilmore will come back, actually. I think Gilmore will come back. And I'm very excited by that. And we'll soon find out what the buyback clause is, guys. We'll find what the buyback clause is. Do you know what I mean? We will find that out. But 230's like. Come on, guys. Get me up to 300 likes, guys. There's almost 300 people in here. Get into 300 likes. And make sure you subscribe, guys. My membership as well. For membership, Minerals FC members, it's pinned at the top of the live chat as well. Whatever, there's loads of cheap ones, whatever you want to do. If you want to be part of that, you get some nice perks there. Big up to all my members. Big up to everyone that's donated to the channel. Big up to everyone that's been in here watching. You've all got the minerals, you know that. I've landed some serious minerals on this show. Some serious minerals. Go back if you have just joined, and I guarantee you will not be disappointed. Yeah, you will not be disappointed. Yeah, sacrifice lamb. Oh, let's have it right. Let's remind everyone, Thomas Tuchel, 3 major trophies in his first 13 months at Chelsea Football Club. In a year and 6 months, he's got us into 6 finals. He's won 3 of those finals. He's got us top 4 twice, top 3. Quarterfinals Champions League second year. Elite gaffer. We thank him for everything he's done. It's going to be sad not to see him at Chelsea anymore. But I guarantee you this gaffer's going to Real Madrid or somewhere like that, and he's going to smash it. And who knows, Graham Potter, Chelsea's Graham Potter and Thomas Tuchel could be facing each other in the Champions League, guys. And that'll be a mad one. That'll be a mad one. But big up to the gaffer. He was always in there. Landed the minerals. Absolutely owns Spurs. Owns Tottenham. He'll always own Tottenham Hotspur. Let's have it right. He's, like Di Matteo, the reason we have 2 stars at our football club. And we're an elite football club. And we see things they'll never see. Let's have it right. So, big up to everyone in here. Let's all welcome Graham Potter to Chelsea Football Club. Let's back this gaffer now and support him as hard as it can be. We back this gaffer, and we know that we could do great things. We could do great things, and he'll do great things at Chelsea. We have to believe, guys, and we have to back him. And I'm backing him 119%. I am backing the Potteralls. Yeah, let's have it right. We know Graham Potter's got minerals, bruv. We know he's got minerals. So let's see him deliver these minerals at Chelsea Football Club, guys. Let's back him here. You understand? Everyone back him, guys. That's facts, Jem. TT set up for failure, was never given a chance. Well, I've explained this all in my show earlier. But we have to back Graham Potter now. He's going to be backed. Let's see how strong the bollocks are of Bowley and etc. If he doesn't get top four, let's see if they live up to their word. But regardless, irrespective, it's Potteralls FC now. Yeah, it's the Minerals FC. All right, we back him. We just have to back him, guys. We back him all the way, bro. Yeah, and we start off with the Champions League Wednesday night at the Bridge. And it's going to be exciting, guys. We got to think positive, and we got to believe that Potter can get us top four. And what an achievement it will be if he gets us top four. I personally believe he will get us top four. I think he will. I genuinely think he will. And let's have it right. If you look at the records of Brighton v Manchester City, I think he's done them. He's done them. I think he's only lost to Chelsea once. He knows how to play in the big games, but now he's got a squad that can deal with the lesser teams. So let's see how this progresses and evolves, guys. But we have to back him all the way, yeah? We have to back him all the way, guys. Big up to everyone in here. Big up to everyone in here. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC, everyone that's supporting my channel, big up to every single one of you. Every single one of you from day one. I'm in my 10th week of my Minerals FC platform. Yeah, we're close to 4K subscribers, guys. It's growing daily, guys. I've got all you guys, you members out here supporting. I've got all you guys viewing. Keep liking, keep subscribing. Join the membership. And I'm glad that you're all respecting and drinking in the minerals. Yeah, part of it. And you're on my platform, guys. You're all part of the platform. You're all part of Minerals FC. Everyone here is part of Minerals FC. We're carefree here. We've got carefree minerals. Yeah. We are carefree Minerals FC. Let's have it right. Up the Chelsea, up Minerals FC. Hit that notification so you know that I will be going live. And I'll try and do some streams. We'll get some people on, some guests on, and we'll land the minerals and discuss this and have our opinions. But I just wanted to put down my personal feelings to you guys, my viewers, and let you know how I see it and how. Well, for me, it's all facts. Everything I say is facts, mate. Whether you want to believe that's facts, it's up to you. But I'm telling you, this is what I know. This is what I believe. Facts of the matter. Yeah. But still sad for TT. It hurts, guys. It really does hurt, like Marino and Super Frank. So I ain't going to deny that. But I am backing Graham Potter 100%. 100%. 119% I'm backing Graham Potter, and so should you guys. So anyway, I'll see you soon, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that jazz. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Let's have it right. Right, Pride of London. London is blue. Let's have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Let's go. Love it. Got the minerals, TT.
Hey, Johnny's got the fucking minerals, mate.